Hi, I'm Roman Polnar, and on behalf of Hebrew Free Loans Business Circle, I'm delighted to welcome you to Food for Thought, a series of conversations with experts in our community who have offered to share their knowledge and resources with us. And as the pandemic wears on, we continue to remain isolated, cut off from contact with family, friends, and our broader community. And a lot of people are facing financial challenges or major overwhelm. And just when we need our support systems the most, it's harder than ever to access them. And Hebrew Free Loan has been supporting our Northern California Jewish community for over 123 years. And this series is another way to offer resources and support. Now, each person that we're speaking with is a business owner who's had real world experience starting and growing a successful enterprise, and they volunteer to share insights and expertise from their field that may help you navigate whatever you're facing in your own life or business. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Lael Sturm about digital marketing. Now, Lael is the founder and managing director of LPSS Digital, a full service marketing and strategy agency. He has worked with well known companies including MTV, Microsoft, Bloomberg, and Virgin Airways. And today, Lael brings his big firm experience to help small business owners, marketers, solopreneurs, and entrepreneurs and professionals reach their ideal audience using digital marketing. So if you're looking to get your message out, this conversation should be of most help. So, Lael, thank you for being here. Welcome to Food for Thought. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Roman. This is lots of fun.
Thanks, Lael. It's good to have you. So, listen, why don't we just jump right in and tell us a little bit about how you're helping businesses right now, and sort of what opportunities do small businesses have to get the word out about themselves, their services, and their business?
Yeah, so it's an interesting time. As you know, we're a full service digital agency, so everything we do is in the digital realm,
Mm,
and now more than ever, people are spending significant portions of their day and night often in front of screens.
right.
So we help our clients and people that come to us for support to use tools like social media and search engines and email marketing, both in paid and organic formats, in order to get the word out and reach their target audiences in a way that adds value for the end user and presents the businesses or the individuals in the best possible light using tools that they can actually measure the impact of. So they're not just putting it out into the ether and hoping for the best. They actually know that their message is landing. They can see that
Mm.
people are engaging with that message, and ideally, the message is driving people back to complete a transaction or to subscribe or buy tickets or donate or whatever the goal is, in a way that can be measured and actually demonstrate results.
Yeah, you mentioned it's a really good point about the fact that small business owners, always have a lot going on, and there's generally a lot of things pulling us in different directions. But we're in a crazy and difficult time right now, given everything that's going on around us. So what would you say about marketing, right now, uh, given everything else that's going on around us?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'll say this: at every point in the cycle, whether things are up or down, whether it's economic
Mm,
challenges or opportunities, whether there's other circumstances in the world, there's always a role for marketing. And how you approach that marketing is really the difference between sort of tastefully connecting with your ideal audience and actually violating norms or upsetting the apple cart. So when things are down, times are tough. Often business owners will think, well, I need to conserve dollars.
mm,
I need to rein in the marketing, and that's a completely normal instinct to have. But if you think about marketing as an investment, not as a line item expense, but as something that you're going to invest in, and you hold it to the same standards that you would hold any other investment to. In other words, measurable results and actually a return greater than the amount of your investment. Uh, when things are down, that's the time to buy. So you should actually be investing when the economy is down, or when circumstances are more challenging, partly because conventional wisdom is to take that money in so you can actually outcompete the other
Mhm.
people that are trying to go after your audience, partly because the advertisers themselves are struggling, so prices come down so you can actually accomplish more with less investment, and partly because hopefully you're providing a service that is more necessary now than ever, and the more effective you are at reaching that audience, the better off your audience is going to be, because your services and products are something that you believe in, and you should be getting that out there whether times are tough or not, and maybe even especially when times are tough.
Hmm. Now, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was whether people should be thinking about cutting costs, including marketing, during difficult times. And I think you just answered that question. And the answer is no. In fact, because it sounds like costs are down for the actual providers of services, that we should double up and try to market more now than before.
Correct. Correct.
And
Exactly
so
right.
if we continue with that, can you talk a little bit about, like, what specifically should small businesses, entrepreneurs, and professionals do, and how do we actually market online right now?
Yeah, so it's really a very unique moment in time, not just the last 6, 9, 12 months, but actually in the kind of in the evolution of communication.
Hmm.
The fact that anybody can put information out and reach audiences, in the thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, millions, truthfully, but let's not get crazy here. The fact that that's even possible,
Hmm.
um, is really rather remarkable. If you think about what it would take to reach an audience of 1,000 people, 20 years ago, you'd have to hire a team of video professionals, and you'd have to buy airtime, or politic your way into a position where a broadcast network would want to put something of yours on television. That those barriers are gone. So all of these channels are available to people, and what's more, the audience is huge, but it's also more fragmented than ever. And I use fragmented in a positive light here, not to highlight the contentious nature of some of the social media platforms, but really to say that your target audience, the segment that you're going after, is more defined now than it's ever been, and
Hmm.
you can actually get your message to the right audience using a tool like Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, and broadcast, whether it's written content or video content or audio content, or something in between. You can actually broadcast that message to exactly the audience that's prepared to hear that message, with a moment's notice. You pull out the supercomputer that lives in your pocket, your telephone, and you shoot a 10-second video, and all of a sudden thousands of people are getting the message. So really, what I would recommend in kind of a blanket recommendation for all business people is, take a good look at what opportunities are available to you using tools like social media, using tools like email, using tools like search engine marketing, and explore, maybe without much of an investment, explore how those tools can be used effectively to get your message to the right person, and to then bring that person into your community, and perhaps nurture them as a customer or client, or even a vendor or a partner,
Hmm.
and build community around the product or service that you offer.
That's really good insight, Lael. This is not one of the questions that you and I discussed in advance, but just hearing you talk about that is making me think of a number of businesses and or professionals in our community that are going through a difficult time right now. And so, investing in marketing might be a challenge.
Yeah.
Um, on the other hand, there are other professionals and other businesses that are thriving despite what we're going through right now. And, maybe they don't have traditional marketing, or at least they're not prepared or well aware of what they can be doing to take advantage of some of these opportunities. Can I just ask you to take a moment and sort of separate the two? And so,
Mm.
what would you offer to someone that has to really watch their budget right now? Maybe they don't really have a clear path of starting a marketing program. Could you share some tidbits and some helpful tips for them to take advantage of right now?
Yeah. Thanks for asking the question in that way. I think that's a really important distinction. If you've got unlimited resources, or business is booming, you've got all sorts of options that may not be available if times are a little tougher. So I think it probably makes the most sense to start with the times are tougher, folks. So if your business is suffering, or you haven't had quite the year that you thought you were going to have, you don't have budget necessarily to allocate to marketing, where you can start is organic social media. So it's posting content to LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or all of the above, but let's not get crazy. Pick one or two. Create some content that demonstrates your expertise. What we tell our clients is you should always be adding value. Anytime you post anything out, whether it's a paid campaign or an organic campaign, it should always add value for the community. That's not to say that every single person that reads it is going to find it valuable, but the right people, your target audience, is going to find it valuable. Carve out 10 or 15 minutes every single day. Wake up in the morning before you do your fitness routine. Take 10 or 15 minutes just to think about a message that would be additive to your readers, and put it out there onto social media. And even if you don't have any followers, just start building a body of work. Just start demonstrating your expertise. And in time, your audience will grow. And also they'll look back at what you posted previously. So it's not wasted if you're starting at zero right now. And get into that routine of creating valuable content and pushing that valuable content out there, and stick with it over time. It will impact your marketing. There's no cost other than the 15 minutes. Okay, if you're already waking up early to do exercises, which hopefully you are, wake up 15 minutes earlier and add this to your routine. Sit down with a cup of coffee and write something and push it out there. Or don't write something, video something. We've got plenty of clients who will shoot a 10 or 15-second video on their phone, standing outside of their front door, or in their car on their way to a meeting, or outside of a client's office when people were visiting offices. So that's a good, very, very low cost marketing strategy that you don't need any education to do. You can do that right now. Start tomorrow and just do it. The other side of that spectrum is if you've got unlimited resources. Now, nobody has unlimited resources, but if your business is thriving and you're prepared to invest in marketing, you should either hire somebody internally who's got some expertise, who can guide a marketing campaign and be accountable for the results, or you should outsource to an agency like ours, or any of a dozen other agencies that can deliver results, that knows what they're doing, that knows their way around the different platforms, that's not just guessing, should we do Instagram or should we do LinkedIn? Here's the argument for both, or neither, or one or the other. Set a budget and be accountable for that budget, so that you're trying to deliver positive ROI on every campaign, and then look at those campaigns over time, track, measure, adjust. And if you're getting positive ROI, and Roman, this as a financial advisor, if it's making money, keep doing it. And if it's losing money, stop doing it or do something different. So economics 101.
These are good reminders and lessons that apply everywhere in life, as they do in marketing. So thanks for the reminder in that as well. And I want to mention one more thing that you told me a while back, and that is when you are doing these, creating the body of work on social media, and it's good to let the world know that you exist and the work that you do and you're providing goodwill content, at some point it's also good and important to make an offer, to leave some call to action so that people that are watching you and following you know what to do.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's an excellent point, and something that we encourage all of our clients to do is have a clear call to action. What do you want people to do? Now, that's not inconsistent with the message that I said earlier about adding value. You should be adding value whether they're your customers or not. But the call to action is the truest value. You're saying, hey, now it's time for you to hire me or to buy from me. And because you believe in your product, you're adding value to those people that are your clients or customers.
Very good point. Lael, marketing aside, are there any other digital strategies? I know you've mentioned social media, you've mentioned writing something and posting it or creating videos. Is there anything other than the digital marketing that you think businesses, professionals should be doing right now?
Yeah, so good question, and I think in some ways, this will blur the line a little bit about what is marketing and what is not marketing. But to kind of turn it around on you a little bit, here is Hebrew Free Loan creating content that is just additive to the community. So they're literally putting content out there for people to benefit, to grow their businesses, and truthfully, the value that Hebrew Free Loan brings to the community is sort of overwhelming and very refreshing. In the world that we live in, to know that there's this organization that's just giving value. But here we are having this conversation for the benefit of other people in the community. There's no marketing in it really for anyone involved, although hopefully if you're listening to this and I'm the right agency for you, that could be marketing for me, which is why I said it blurs the line. And hopefully if you're subscribed to the series of videos and you can be helped by a loan from Hebrew Free Loan, well, then it's marketing for Hebrew Free Loan also. But just the act of creating community and using digital tools to bring people together, to inform, to educate. These are all great pursuits for businesses and entrepreneurs and individuals that have knowledge and insight and perspective to share. And maybe it's a video interview series, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's posting something to YouTube. All of these things could be marketing, but they don't have to be. And you're creating goodwill in the community and in the universe by putting your knowledge out there and by putting yourself out there and saying, hey, this is my experience with this. Hopefully it helps somebody.
Well, that's a great way of wrapping everything together and coming full circle, because it's a great reminder for, a lot of us as small business owners, again, professionals, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. There's just so much going on. And we often, hear and think of things like marketing or digital marketing. And oftentimes, unless that's our area of expertise, it is intimidating and it's daunting and it seems very big. And we don't know often where to even start. And so one thing that I'm personally taking away from this, and I hope our listeners are as well, and that is you don't have to overthink it. And at some point, just keeping it simple without a huge budget is just letting the world know who you are, what you do, and bringing some value to light so that people can benefit from. And then naturally, as full circle, things tend to come back and help you. But if you've got some extra resources, I agree that it's worth reaching out to a professional such as yourself to help create the marketing plan and a strategy and approach it one step at a time. So Lael, I really appreciate you taking some time, sharing your insights, sharing your expertise. Is there anything else that you want to mention before we wrap up?
I think what I'd like to mention is one, I'm happy to be a resource to anyone in the community, whether they're in a position to retain an agency or not. I will jump on the phone with people. I will welcome them to our webinars and other educational materials. And that actually brings me to point two, which is that we are days away from launching a full marketing course that's actually a deep dive into everything that we do: social media, search, SEO, email marketing, all sorts of technology and functionality. So if people are really serious about doing this themselves, I encourage them to check out the entire course and really educate themselves on where the opportunities are and what the tools are that are available to them in order to use marketing and digital marketing to grow their businesses.
Thanks, Dale. And I'm sure we'll put your information in the notes so that folks can contact you if they would like some additional information. And I do recommend that people get on your mailing list. I'm on it. I have been on it for a while, and I keep getting your regular emails that are always good reminders of things that I know I should be doing, but often forget. So if for no other reason than just to remind us, to do those best practices, I think it's wonderful, and people should get on your mailing list. And you're a great Business Circle member. You're always so generous with your time and with your expertise. So again, thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your message, and be well.
Thank you, Roman. This was great.
Thank you. Take care.